Now, before I start this review, let me point out of how fucking tired I'm getting of hearing everybody who does a review of Sonic Unleashed refer to Sonic 06. Last review I heard, it took him he spent about a fourth of the review bitching about Sonic 06. We know how bad it was a game. How bad of a game it was, but it wasn't 9/11, okay? It's just a game. It's not like it's going to end the planet. Hey, the world's still here, isn't it? Shit. Another thing I'm getting sick of seeing on, every single review that says it's good is that everybody says that after Sonic Adventure, all the 3D games sucked. You know, half the people that I asked if they've played any of the other 3D Sonic games can't answer me. So that is a good sign that a lot of you need to shut the fuck up. Alrighty. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start with the review. Let me just go ahead and gripe about the Sonic fanboys. Okay, I guess I can call myself a Sonic fanboy, but I consider myself a true Sonic fan because I can make up my fucking mind compared to some of those other guys. Because every single time there's a new Sonic game coming out, we have to deal with all sorts of bullshit. Sonic fans saying, no, why can't Sonic be in 2D? Why can't Sonic have this and that? Why can't Sonic do this and that? And you just sit there and think to yourself, wow, is this what Sonic has turned into? Because honestly, it makes me ashamed to be a Sonic fan to hear all this bullshit. The minute they showed this screenshot, everybody was in an uproar. And another thing I'm getting sick of seeing, what if Ryan Drummond was in this? What if Ryan Drummond was in that? Hell, I don't like Ryan Drummond or Jason Griffith. I like Jaleel White. But I'm not going to sign a petition to make them go away. I mean, if I were to work for Sega, and if they really wanted Jason Griffith there, then hell, I wouldn't complain. I wouldn't say ask for him to leave. But if they fired him, then I would have them hire Jaleel White. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get to the review. Sonic Unleashed. Well, it's what you'd expect. Sonic running around the world at a fast pace, and this time running through enemies. Although he lost his spin dash technique, I don't really think anybody cares about that anymore, because the huge Sonic boost that you actually found in games like Sonic the Secret Rings and Sonic Rush Adventure is like a more powerful spin dash for me. Though you do somersault in the Wii version. Now note, I bought both the Wii and the PS3 versions because I was going to compare them both. Now, as you would expect, they're both two different games. The Wii version is just filled with various missions that you have to conquer. One is just, of course, just finish the level. Another could be get a certain amount of rings in a certain amount of time. Another could be don't get hurt. And the Werehog stages are put into acts, just kind of like the old Sonic days when they had Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, sort of like that. But the PS3 stages just go through maybe 1 or 2 acts for one stage, but it's not a specific mission. And the Werehog stages have a hell of a lot more controls and play a lot like God of War, which to me is pretty fun. Now, as for the plot, it's what you'd expect. It's a Sonic movie, a Sonic game. Graphic-wise, it looks almost like a Pixar movie. Let me get to the story, though. The story starts off with, of course, Dr. Robotnik on the top of a really big plane, really big spaceship with his egg fleet, something similar to Sonic Heroes. Sonic goes on, tries to stop him as usual, but this is also, and I'd like to point out, this is the first time we see Super Sonic in the beginning of a game since Sonic 3. So, we go around, Sonic goes around blowing up various ships, and then and little do you know, Robotnik fools Sonic and uses him and the power of the Chaos Symbols to break the planet in half and unleash the evil spirit known as Dark Guile. But it has a twist. It turns Sonic not just back to normal, but it also transforms him into the Sonic the Werehog, which is, well, doesn't look that great, but I don't base it on looks, I base it on gameplay. Now, I already talked about, well, the Sonic gameplay. Pretty much the whole game, pretty much the daytime stages are extremely fun. The music, the mood, the stage, and the whole sounds that go along with the stages are actually quite breathtaking, groundbreaking to be the least. Almost make me cry every time I play. One of my favorite stages is Spangonia. The Werehog stages I find to be fun because they're actual beat-em-ups instead of regular everyday stuff. Now, there are some flaws in both. The daytime stages have those quick time things, and if you don't know what those are, because every game has them, you slow down for a split second, and you have to press a certain amount of keys in order to keep going, in order to go upwards or to keep from dying. Well, really all you do is just descend to another level. Sometimes you will die, but not as often as you would expect. And also, the Werehog stages, well, they are a little long, but another thing I'm getting sick of hearing is that they're slow. They are not slow. They're actually quite fast. And first off, at a speed like Sonic's, it's almost suicide. Basically, it's basically a God of War clone, which ain't that big a deal. And another thing that really pisses me off about the game that I'm just going to look aside from are having to collect sun medals. Basically, it just kind of reminds me of Super Mario 64, which annoyed me even more. But, you know what? The game is not losing its rating just because of all those flaws. Honestly, I'm going by spill ratings here, but I'm going to give it a full price. Great Sonic game, a marvelous comeback from 2 years ago, and a reminder that Sonic is still in our hearts.